recording for the future record of abundance creation. Let's see what that's all about. Let's review the first. So let's go into a review of the Builders Crash Course, Future Builders Crash Course at this time. So we definitely want to do more of these crash courses. The idea is to run them on a regular basis, four times a year or so, around that kind of schedule, and ultimately get a whole load of these for anybody in the world is capable of getting DIY builder training if they want to do DIY construction or build their own house. Nominal numbers are 1% of the world population wants to build their own house. 60 million people, 1,000 workshops a month worldwide would satisfy that need. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to replicate this if the assumption is correct that yes, a lot of people would benefit from it, and I think they would, and we can test the assumption. The market can tell. But to improve this, we're improving two things at a time. So one is the house itself, and the experience of the builder crash course itself as well. So it's dedicated for both DIY and professional builders. We had a few professional builders here who are trying to actually improve their techniques and get exposed to more aspects of effective construction. Here, but we'd like to get feedback on a lot of critical things, and of course there's many holes we had in this time around. On a future, let's see, so I'm going to share the screen so we can look at the actual so on the December 2025 page, there's the feedback. What is this? Refresh. Okay, a little updated. So feedback. So I'm going to expand that and just talk a little bit about this. Plus. Okay, so regarding what I would like to request from all you, the participants who are still remaining here, we want to improve the Future Builders Crash Course. It's also connected to the Future Builders Academy apprenticeship, where one of the things we teach in the academy is to run these workshops. That could be one viable avenue for what people get out of the Future Builders Academy, in addition to building homes, being a construction manager, a builder or designer, which we would teach through the 4-year program. The idea there is that we would want to structure the apprenticeship itself as a series of 4-year, single-year programs to make it more manageable and more tangible for people, but with the ultimate goal of developing the Global Village Construction Set Promise by the end of 2028. Now, in this time around in the Builder Crash Course, a lot of situation factors came up. Freezing weather, mud, exploding water heater, inadequate tool control and working space, insufficient space inside the hangar due to the partial completion of the hangar, a flexible curriculum that was too flexible for some, and chaos. Nietzsche on chaos.
That was it.
How do you like that? This is a good one. I like it. So for Nietzsche, chaos is a negative, but a necessary wellspring for creativity, growth, and self-overcoming. So he emphasized the famous line, one must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star.
That's the one.
So, care of Robert. He wrote this from one of his books. So that's the turmoil that happens as one goes for personal mastery and novel creations or innovation. So a lot of these things will be addressed in the future. So the future program would be doing things like completion of the hangar. We had 50 by 50 feet of space, about that much, about 2,500 square feet available. But the whole workshop is 50 by 160. So there's plenty of room. So everything would be available. Like, we don't have to go to any other building to get materials or supplies or organize things. Also would like to do completion of the kitchen and bathroom inside the hangar so people don't have to go elsewhere. We're planning to install 100 kilowatts of solar panels on the roof and 100,000 BTU of 5 heat pumps like we installed to cool and heat the entire space. So beyond that, for the next Future Builders crash course, we also want to have the rapid learning facility where you have a bunch of kitted out setups where you can learn rapidly about each topic. Like, for example, an example what we did today was, say, the water service entrance. You could have that already wired up so people can study it and replicate it, or like the PV mounting system, where you have kits, essentially kits prepared that you can also then take apart or put together. And that's the name of the rapid learning facility. Things that are kitted out for rapid learning. That's kind of how tech schools do that. So it could be an effective way to learn. Some of the other things on the automation and CAD fronts, and this is especially good for community support, community contribution, because that's stuff that can happen remotely. Things like automation of CAD for generation of new house models. Like, you can start programming this kind of stuff up right now because the modules are so well defined. You can say, okay, now the water inlets go here, the plumbing is like this. It's so digital at this point that it's not too far out to actually start doing this programmatically with AI and things.
Can you say, make me 3D CAD unfolded of a cabinet with dados and shelf clips and everything like that?
You have that already?
No, I just wonder if I bet it would.
Of course it would. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like the brick press, we have digital files. You cut it all out and then weld it. Similar, right? And you can.
Were you ever selling those at one point? Was there a demand for those?
Yeah, we had several workshops. We ran about 4 or 5 where people bought the machine for like 10K, and that was a sustainable relatively sustainable. I mean, it's hard work because it's super hard to organize all that. Once again, it's one of these things that, just like this workshop, we'd like to develop that as a replicable workshop as well. It just takes a lot of skill and time to document it. The biggest thing is development of all the details from thing that kind of works to really high quality, including the experience itself, including facility and all that. So, okay, so automated extraction of build instructionals. Jackson did some of that. And technical drawings on top of that. That's not a far cry from where we are right now. And a FreeCAD CDECO home design workbench. Somebody just contacted me regarding this kind of works. So there's people watching this through the ether. Another person is doing this as we speak. They're automating basically, here's code that generates different house models, and which could therefore readily lend itself to a workbench where you're dragging and dropping through icons that are on top of the workbench in FreeCAD. Just like in Sweet Home 3D, you drag and drop libraries. To add icons where you drag and drop things within FreeCAD, it's pretty easy. I mean, I could probably even do that using AI. So I don't have much programming experience outside of just very basics. So creation of new house models and allows us to automate engineering drawings and also plan check documents. Like, imagine, so you're going to build a real house, you got to submit a whole set of plans to your building department. Well, let's automate that using our models. So you have, okay, generate me a set of blueprints for the building department, one click, and you got it 5 minutes later. So that kind of stuff could definitely be done because of the interoperability of FreeCAD with, you can export in various graphics formats and things like that. So there are workflows to do that kind of stuff, and it can be automated. Another part of this is also growing food on site, so that part of the build experience would be delicious local grown food using open source machines within integrated automated growing ecosystems. Like, you probably didn't see it, but I mean, we already have a ton of permaculture built in here, and it's not really visible in the winter. But we have hazelnuts, chestnuts, peaches, plums, pears, asparagus, like horseradish, like all kinds of different things that that could actually feed people. We've done aquaponic greenhouses, and we've got window gardens and things like that. The hazelnuts and chestnuts are actually particularly interesting because, I mean, chestnuts produce like mad, and chestnuts are really good. You can make chestnut bread and stuff like that. Hazelnuts are also a good crop. So instead of peanut butter in Europe, they have hazelnut butter kind of stuff. But those things are a replacement of corn and soybeans, which are a highly destructive crop due to annual agriculture. So if you perennialize all your agriculture, there's quite a lot that can be done here, like chicken tractors that go between the trees and stuff like that. So growing food is definitely somewhat low-hanging fruit, but once again, for an effective operation, the difference between just having somebody do it and not really produce a lot versus someone who really knows what they're doing. That's a really high skill set, especially in difficult conditions like here if the soil is poor and you got to understand the whole system. Like here, for example, one person came and like they did a whole garden, but I mean the productivity was so low because the soil was so bad and we just didn't have the tools to do it. I mean, it's quite doable. We had goats, chickens, cows, and pigs here too. We've done all of that, so we have some experience with that too. And fish and aquaponics. So I think a big deal is providing more detailed work breakdown structures. I actually think that electrical session worked really well. You just give a circuit to a person, and then they're responsible, accountable, so that all the activity is clear, visible, productive, and accountable. We can kill it with. I think that's very powerful. Once again, it goes into that detailed modular breakdown stuff that can empower this build process like that. And all it takes is a bit of documentation, but pretty soon we can probably do automated routing. Like when you have the full FreeCAD file, just program it to say, oh, okay, here's a joist. Or a top plate, I don't want to go through it. First choice, program it to go through the utility channel. Then if you have to go through a top plate or a joist over the top. So I mean, this is all where you can start thinking digitally and programmatically about it. So you can start even doing it. If you don't want to do it manually, do it automatically. But the thing about the manual thing is, it takes you a few hours to generate it. The whole plans every time, especially if we change the house models every time, and you guys spend hours doing that all the time. So it would save a lot of time. So people can learn more, do more, get a higher level of house completion. Because after all, like, it's super empowering to see that house more done than less done. I mean, it feels really good. What we did in this workshop, I think it's really cool. I mean, we've proved out like the modularity of the heat pump for one. We've done a lot of stuff in there, so it's pretty decent. I'm quite happy with the outcome given the conditions. I mean, I think under better conditions we could kill it, but right now, given the conditions, I think the outcome is quite good. I mean, you can say that you've done a lot of different things. We did a foundation pour too. Can you believe that? That's great.
Did you
Nick?
see the cement?
I didn't.
Yeah, we uncovered.
How's it looking?
Great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Cool.
good.
Really nice.
Not
Yeah.
a crack in it.
Okay.
How much percentage are we done?
75% if you count level of effort. Probably if you take amount of time, the finishing could take a long time.
Really?
Well, I mean, you've got just a lot of detail.
Oh.
So I would say nominally like 75% in terms of the actual brutal work that's required. Because the further stuff right now is more like delicate finish work and flooring and. Go ahead.
So is it good to swarm like the big heavy framing stuff and the delicate stuff a little bit smaller group to get the delicate stuff done?
I think both could be done similarly. Like if you talk about building modules, one or two people are fine for that. If you talk about the delicate stuff, you can divide that into smaller groups too. But either, I think, I mean, there may be some heavy things like, for example, moving the heat pump into place that might require 4 people, or I think all the time it's only like 2 to 4 person teams that are optimal.
I was wondering.
I mean, it's small teams because, like, if you do a joist, hang up a joist, one person goes on the ladder, the other person hands it up. There's another 2 people on the other side, so that's like a 4-person thing. But I don't see why more people than that are necessary for that. I mean, they're light enough, so everything here is light enough that you can do that way. And everything is largely like if you're doing, for example, the gravel on the roof. Well, you carry one bag at a time. 50 people can do that in 5 minutes if they all have 50 ladders and they all walk up at the same time. So, but that's it's interesting to see that to do rapid build pace. That's really rewarding. Like if you see this thing just get done like that, it is so cool. Yeah.
I think we should all be assigned our own tools to keep track of instead of,
That will be part of the tool control. I would say so. Save these comments for the write it down. We're gonna make you write it down. So tool control, absolutely. There's a lot that can be done on that. Right now, at this stage, it was absolutely out of control. So, including the challenge of the batteries. I mean, man, You have to travel back and forth. They just don't work in the cold, and you can't even get it to charge in the cold. I didn't really know that because we never built this late in this kind of way. So, like when you get a cold battery and you try to charge it, it just doesn't charge. So, time wasted there. But okay, so other aspects improve the housing aspect by either upgrading HabLab or building new facilities for housing to address a wide range of housing needs, spanning the range from camping to high comfort. I mean, we want to do that, like, definitely. I say that on top of the hangar we can put up cubicle living structures up there with a telehandler at any time. I mean, whatever, we can do that. That's an immediate space that's already graded. It's flat on the roof. So you don't need to grade again. That's the advantage that Katrina was talking about last night, about once you have a foundation and roof, to add stories vertically is cheaper. It's like going vertical is actually cheaper because you already got a foundation.
How much percent cheaper would you say it is?
Probably 50% cheaper. Like if the floor costs you like 50K, getting the same volume of space above is probably 25K. Because probably even less, because the foundation and roof are some of the most expensive parts. So yeah, I don't have very specific numbers, but it's like if you have the core module with a CDECO home, 720 square feet, to add on is much cheaper because all the expensive utilities, the heat, power, heat pumps, it's already there. You got the plumbing, and so to expand a simple room that has just electrical is much cheaper per square foot. Like if it's 40,000 for the 720 square feet. To double it, maybe like probably 10,000, wow. I'd say, if you build on the roof, perhaps.
What if you expand the foundation?
Foundations are more expensive, but depending how you do it. But the bigger part is the kitchen, utilities, bathrooms, and all that. If you have all that already, then you're just talking about walls, wood walls, and insulation, and stuff like that primarily. So it's much cheaper. Like it scales well to go up. Okay, so with above context. Feedback. What were your learning objectives? What percentage did you accomplish? What things we did not cover? How much did you participate? Because I noticed, wow, this was interesting. For example, on the one Sunday, there was like 20 people, and then we still had 40. There were like 20 people that Sunday, not this Sunday, but last Sunday. So it's like, okay, how can we increase that? Because definitely, I think it would be worthwhile to increase that. There's definitely a lot of distractions and all that. So, another question, how much time, oh yeah, so what do you have, what suggestions would you suggest that people participate more in that, or maybe we just do a shorter program? I don't know. Is it better to just shorten it up because people are not participating at the end? There was definitely the gradual decline towards the end, starting to be visible after week 1. How much time did you spend preparing for the course? Did you download and study the CAD file? I'd like to know that because, like, what can we do? Also, what can we do better to help people prepare?
I want to know that wiki inside and out to be able to find all the information you brought up and be able to review it.
Yeah. Oh, write it down in your review. So I'm just going over the questions real quick, just to kind of prep you for it. Prep time. Top 3 things that you learned. Some obvious things you learned. And then maybe just brain dump like all the stuff that you learned, because I'd like to see what you're actually getting out of that, and I can't tell that. I don't know that. It would be good feedback to capture if you can just really just write down all the different things you learned in the scope that you have, so we can know what we can focus on for next time, and focus less on other things. Top things that you learned. What would be the ideal food program? Like, how would we do that? Is it like a self-serve barbecue, just catering, forget about it completely? How do you want to do it? What are your suggestions? And then what was your favorite thing? What was the most favorite thing in the whole scope of everything that happened? What's your favorite thing about it? Then would you recommend this to others? And then what questions have we not asked? And do you have any other comments? So, how do you do this? Who wants to do a piece of paper? I would like to do this. You can just put it on a wiki or in a Google Doc or in an email. How do people want to do it? I've got like 10 or so printouts. Do people just want to get a page and just do it? Do you have a page? If you don't have a device, then get a page. I'm going to do the feedback.
If we've already been videoed, should we still do this?
Yeah, absolutely, because the questions are different.
Okay.
Yeah, these are still right. But you get this.
Hannah, you got it, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on my phone.
Okay.
I'll use my computer.
More paper.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
And then there's pens. I'm gonna go on a computer.
It's kind of small writing, and just grab another piece of paper. Ben, you want one, or I'm gonna do it to the computer?
Tom,
Yeah.
you got some thoughts.
Yeah. So, here, Tom, for you.
Joey, you want a piece of
More.
paper?
I mean, you can write right on the back.
Want to?
So, I'm gonna go on the computer. I'm gonna write my feedback for what I think are the answers to these questions. And let's do this. It's 5:50. Let's quit at. How much time do you need? I mean, can we do 40 minutes to answer all these questions? Because I mean, there's a bit. Okay, so 6:30 we're gonna convene, and we're actually gonna discuss a little bit about this. I'll collect all the things. If you like, put your name on that. If you're not afraid. If you want to be anonymous, don't put your name. But I'm gonna just do that right on my log, so you can read what I did, what I thought. I'm gonna go on my screen here.
Does anybody want this notebook to write in?
Is Sam still here? And
No, he's gone.
Marie and Sam are gone?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, they just left. They disappeared.
Yeah.
They left this afternoon at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Swallow him.
Yeah.
Can I get that pen or pencil?
Should we send this just in an email?
Yeah, you could do email. Email is actually, if you're doing digitally, preferable, so I can actually ask you follow-up questions and such. That'll be an easy format to do that.
Are you going to talk about it after? Or
Yes, so we're gonna at 6:30. We're gonna talk about it, just to kind of get the feelings and thoughts out there. I'd like to hear that. But do capture it. Like if you're gonna have something to say later, capture it if it's important. Yeah. Because I mean, we work openly, so I would like the world to see this. We have nothing to hide, right? So, but don't feel shy about writing something. Be honest and stuff. I mean, that's how we learn. Ooh, a big omission. I did not ask. So final thing is 1 through 5 stars or 0 through 5 stars for your experience. If you could include that. Oh, I thought I had that, but no.
Wait, is 0 the lowest?
The
or
lowest. So
amazing?
5 star was awesome.
Okay.
1 star it sucked. 3 is average. 4 is good. 5 is awesome.
Can I do 1 to 10?
Yeah, do one. Do one. You can do 1 through 10.
And divided by 2.
Marcin,
Yep.
where are these questions on the?
Under BCC, so
Okay.
it's Builder, Future Builders Crash Course December 20. Go to recent wiki changes
Yep, I'm there.
and go to Future Builders Crash Course December.